Hi everyone, this is Michael for Spirit Comics. Welcome to another review. This is Astonishing X-Men #1. Now, we've got a lot of good characters in this book. From down here at the bottom, Gambit, Old Man Logan, Psylocke, then there's Mystique, Rogue, Phantom X, the Archangel, and Bishop. Although he's not Archangel in this issue. He's Warren Worthington, the Angel. Now this is a pretty good cover, except for this top. I don't know why they left this all orange. Maybe to, use for the lettering so that the Astonishing X-Men in yellow would stand out. I don't know. Now the story is basically told by, somebody that doesn't like mutants. Somebody narrating this story and showing us different locations. I'm not exactly sure where this one is, but you can see that these are psychics in pain, because you can see this one's yelling, and then on the next page we see 4 other locations, 4 other psychics, out in the field. No one's in a field, a desert maybe, and one on a boat. They're all, they're not sleeping. They look like they're dead. And I'm not going to go through everything that the narrator says. But down here in London, we see Psylocke, and why they had to take away her good attributes, I don't know. She was a beautiful woman, and now it's like they wanted to cover her up, cover every inch of her body up. But they didn't actually do that, but they did, downsize her bust some. And I'm saying this as a guy, I really was disappointed to see that, because she didn't have an overly big bust, but it was adequate and it was perfect for her. They didn't need to change her, but Marvel Comics did. And the narrator says, "But the lonely ones are weak, and after enough failures, it is clear there will be no success absent stronger meat." Okay, the use of the word meat there just indicates to me the narrator does not like psychics or mutants at all, because then we see how Psylocke is starting to suffer. She's falling, and she's trying to help others, but yet she hits the ground too. And here's the title page: Astonishing X-Men Part 1, Life of X, written by Charles Soule. Now the story itself, it's a good story, because we're reintroduced to all the players. Bishop here in the British Museum, he's doing some research, and the artwork is pretty cool. And I think it's kind of reminiscent of the 90s a little bit. In Scotland, where Warren Worthington III is the Angel, because he's keeping the Archangel inside of him. As long as he remains at peace, then this character, Archangel, doesn't make an appearance. And look at the smile on his face. He's filled with joy, because it's a beautiful day. And then over here, we're reacquainted with Gambit, who's pulling a heist with Phantom X, apparently a dude that was created in a laboratory. There's a big explosion. and so they both have to get out of there ASAP. But I don't know if this was meant to be funny or what here at the far right panel with Phantom X and Gambit, where Gambit says, "I couldn't get it. There was a complication, Boku. Complications. Very complicated." And that's like mildly funny, dry humor. Phantom X says, "Perhaps I can make both our lives less complicated by simply dropping you." They're not friends, they're business partners. And then above the North Atlantic, Old Man Logan and Rogue are returning home, and he's wanting to know how long it's going to take to get back to the States. And she's inquiring, "What, you got plans or something?" And he says, "Oh yeah, I got plans. I'm old as dirt, girl. 3 whole hours, I'm thinking nap. You?" She says, "No, Logan, no plans. I know better." And that's sort of a sweet moment between them, I think, because those two didn't seem to be very close until the X-Men movies were created. And anyway, we see these psychics being hit. This is back in the British Museum where Bishop was with that woman. And there's Warren Worthington in Scotland, Gambit in Paris, he's down, Rogue, who was flying the Blackbird. And so something's trying to take control of them all. And then we see back here in London, Psylocke is like, she seems to be going out of control because she's yelling, "Help me!" And the narrator, who apparently is a smart aleck, says, "Poor Betsy Braddock, so strong, so essentially good, so indomitable. And here, dominated. The focused totality of her psychic powers turned toward a purpose not her own. No, no, not again," the people cry as their city is torn apart and poison drips into their minds. Not everyone is affected. Many could be. Most do not. They just stay to watch. Disaster is beautiful. I guess it's like a train wreck, or a car wreck. Once you see it, really, you just can't turn away. And this explosion of her power right here, that's some good artwork. Because it tells us what state of mind Psylocke is currently in. It's not good. So then, apparently, Rogue and Old Man Logan decide to go help, because both of them are there in the cockpit. And Logan is like saying, "Stop shooting, you bastards. There's a person in that thing," and they're saying, "Unidentified aircraft. This is restricted airspace. If you continue, you will be fired upon." He'd say, "I'd like to see you try you." And Rogue sort of pulls him and says, "Logan, enough! A giant monster's eating their city. They got a right to be testy. So we should let him murder Psylocke? No, but getting into a firefight or over London won't help matters." He says, "You got a better idea, Rogue?" And all of a sudden, she's gone. Well, what happened was, Rogue left the Blackbird, and Logan says, "Rogue, what's happening? What is that thing?" And she tells him that It's a defense mechanism. It's looks like the psychic blades that Psylocke manifests. And you can see Rogue's getting hit, saying they're really sharp. And they're cutting her. And Logan says, "Wait, your skin's too tough. Thought that was impossible." She says, "So did I." And so finally Rogue reaches Psylocke and says, "Betsy, it's Rogue. I'm here to help. I'm gonna touch you. You know what that means. I'll know what you know. I'll have your powers, and you'll take a little rest. Just a nap, sugar. Nothing to worry about. Rogue! Those things, they're coming back around." And she's like, "Oh, damn." You know, those psychic blades that Psylocke sends out. And then, who enters the picture? Angel. So he comes to help her out and gets her out of the way and shields her with his really strong wings. And I like what he says down at the bottom. "You are saved," and with a smile on his face. And then we see this up here at the top. What is it? Well, it's the narrator that does not like psychics or mutants. Or I think it might be a mutant, or just a weird one. Doesn't like psychics, or doesn't like anybody. And it says, "You ask me, Psylocke's like taking that whole damn building down." And Phantom X says, "Perhaps, mon ami, quite a spectacle." Like it's entertaining or something. And Gambit says, "Spectacle? That's cold. She needs our help. Time was she was your Ganani, no? Psylocke was much more than just a consort to me, Gambit. And now she is much..." And then boom. And then there's a big explosion, so we go over to the next page. And we see Logan. He's finally, apparently, got out of the Blackbird and trying to yell up to Rogue. But he just runs over and jumps off of that building to see if he can help out, you know. And there really should be something here around Logan to show that he's more or less in the air. At least some of Psylocke's, you know, psychic blast or something, because we see those in the panels above, but nothing below him. It's like they drew him and just didn't finish the sketch. So he's floating in a space of nothingness. That's what I think. Okay, so on this next page, we see Gambit and Farrah. I keep forgetting how to pronounce his name. This guy. I'll learn his name sooner or later. We see Gambit and Pharama or Phama getting into the fight. And this dude is only there because he's in it for the money. Gambit did a job for him, and he hasn't been paid yet or something like And there's some people over here who are saying, "Did you see that? Fell right out of the bleeding sky. Sir, are you all right?" "Didn't you hear me, you idiots? I said keep running! Try these." And so, you gotta love, that look from Logan. And the action, there's not a panel wasted here. So we go to the next page, and Logan gets up. He's seeing all the psychic energy. And he said, "Yeah, that's right. Focus on me, not the idiots. I'm right here." And he pulls out his adamantium claws. He says, "I'm always here." What the? And I believe he starts to feel the blast, the psychic blast from Psylocke. No, or maybe it's a Bishop. "Hey, I'm Bishop. You're the Logan who killed all the X-Men in your home dimension, right?" "Yeah." "You gonna kill all the X-Men here too?" I have to laugh at that. It says, "Don't want to. Probably not." "Guess we'll see," he says. "What's happening here? I got some sort of psychic call from Psylocke, but I don't..." And then, here we see Warren Worthington come in. And if you notice, his wings are no longer feathers. They're steel. So that tells me part of Archangel is trying to come out while Worthington is fighting to keep him in. "Angel, what are you doing?" "Rogue needs you." And so, Angel, Bishop, and Rogue are now trying to help Psylocke. And Rogue informs him that, Psylocke, she's been infected with something, a psychic energy, and she says, "I can draw it off, but then it'd just be in me." And Bishop's like, "I get it. Wouldn't be solving the problem, just moving it." "Yeah, but if I can give it to you, would that work? Could you get rid of it?" Bishop says, "Psychic energy, same as any other. I can turn it into something safe. Send it back out." "You sure? This seems like a lot of..." "No, I'm not. But unless you got a better idea, let's get on with it." And so, Rogue does her famous, touch the skin of another person to drain their power. And she's able to get rid of all the energy that's going every which way. But in a few seconds, Rogue starts to lose it. She starts to feel herself enveloped in the energy, as we can see from the psychic blast, around her. She says, "Come on, Anna Marie. Do this. Get this crap gone." So she is trying to keep control. And then, these two are joking around. He says, we have won. Of course we've won. The fight, maybe. You still gonna lose, though. Come again? Your hands, genius. Those bullets gonna explode in 5-second stops. Bishop, you ready? I need this stuff out of me. That's Rogue. Because you can see her. She's covered in psychic energy. Bishop says, "Yeah, but I need a connection. Psychic energy's tough. Something close." She says, close. All right. But don't get any ideas now. And I love this. I love this bottom picture where Bishop and Rogue kiss, because it was just so smack dab sudden, right in my face, and I just loved it. It surprised the heck out of me. So she kisses him and gives all of that psychic energy to Bishop, and then he's able to send it up and out of him, and then all of them are drained. You alright, Bishop? I'm sorry, we didn't have time, and nah, I'm okay. Just don't usually feel like I got kicked in the head after someone kisses me. Yeah, I know, I'm a real catch, she says. And it would be interesting if they did kind of, write a storyline where Bishop and Rogue get together. Logan's now up and about again. He says, well, this day has been most empathetically saved. No? Phantom Esker's, I can't remember his name. Remind me, what you did again? Well, perhaps not as much as some. Gambit says, oh yeah, he says his name, but probably more than most. Keep it up, Phantom X. I always go ask anyone. You alright? Logan says. Rogue says, I'll be okay. Just glad Bishop was here. Don't know how I would have fixed this without him. See, you picked up a bad case of Gambit. Where'd you find him? Now, those two, they have always seemed to have been love interests of each other. And he says, well, that's a fine hello to the love of your life. She says, still Remy? Always Cherie. I know, I can't do the voice as good as... I'm just remembering the X-Men cartoon from the 1990s, which I loved immensely. Logan says, found Gambit on the street. Phantom X too. Psylocke sent out a call to them, just like us. They aren't the only ones either. And then we see Beast, the elder Beast, the one that didn't come from the past. But is this Beast? I'm not gonna answer that. Got myself a hairball. Hello all. Sorry to be late, but you seem to have handled things well enough. I'm surprised you're here, Henry. After everything that happened during the Inhuman War, I thought you'd stepped away from us. Well, yes, but I received Psylocke's distress call, and what was I gonna do, ignore it? Now, don't you find that the least bit interesting, given that Beast is not a psychic? So how in the world could he receive a transmission from another psychic? I don't think normal people could, because it would be too much for the normal human or normal human/mutant mind to absorb. He says, I'm a beast, but I'm not a beast. That made no sense whatsoever. Shut up. Stop bantering. There's no time. All of this, what just happened to me, it was the spider, Amal Farouk. It's the Shadow King, and he wants us all. Finally, we see a good face of Psylocke, albeit she's, terribly wiped out. So then we get Beast, Gambit, Logan, Phantom X, Rogue, and Bishop all there together listening to this. And Rogue's the most suspicious. Are you sure, Betsy? I thought Farouk was dead. I used to keep the Shadow King imprisoned in my mind, Rogue. I know what he feels like. He's going after psychics, building a web. He wants to use us to force his way out of the astral plane and back into this world. So right there we have the plot for this story arc. Shadow King wants to get back. He had me. I couldn't even fight it. He had me. I've never felt him so strong. He was like a wave of filth. I was drowning in sewage. He wants to fill the world with poison and watch us rot from the inside out. Angel says, it'll be all right, Betsy. Take hope. We're here. No, Warren, don't you see? All of this would just have been the start if you hadn't saved me. And if he took me, he can take others. Jean, the Cuckoos, Quentin, Emma Frost, any one of them is like a psychic nuke, and he's going after them right now. I saw what he's planning, and if he gets any of them, if he gets out, yes, Psylocke, dire straits indeed, but what do you want to do about it? You need to stop him right now, Beast. I can send you to his realm, the astral plane. Turn the Shadow King back. Kill him if you can. If he takes another psychic at my power level, even close to it, every person on Earth will choke on their own despair. And Logan says, because he's always the optimist, I'll go. I've spent time on the astral plane before. I can handle it. Me too, Rogue remarks. And what kind of man would I be to let you go alone, Belle? You send me as well, Psylocke. And Warren says, should we find somewhere private for this, Betsy? We've attracted some attention. We don't have time to move, Warren. We don't even have time for this conversation. Don't you get it? The guillotine is falling. The nukes are in the air. Farouk has to be stopped now. Then I'll stay here. I'll keep you safe. The astral plane is a fluid place, and there, Days, fluidity is not my friend. If I'm to keep control over the blue guy, then I need to stay in a place where I know who I am. Well, this blue guy knows exactly who he is. I'll join you on the journey, friends. Now that sounds a bit curious to me. Now, don't you think this is kind of odd of Beast, where he says here, well, this blue guy knows exactly who he is. I'll join you on the journey, friends. Now, to me, that seems a little bit, I don't know, just not vague, but, it's, I know, not sincere. Because I'm still thinking of the 1990s cartoon. I can't help it. I think Beast would say, oh, this blue guy knows exactly who he is. I'll join you on the journey, my friends. There's just a little bit, I don't know. There's something about my friends that makes the whole sentence better. I mean, there's still that pause. I'll join you on this journey. Now notice he says, this journey. Like, well, the one after this, I'm going to skip town on, you can handle on your own. Now, if he were, I would think Beast would say, I'll join you on this journey, my friends, and every single journey till the end of time or something like that. But using the word this just stands out to me. I don't know. Anyways, over on the next page, we've got the Phantom X, who says, as will I. And Psylocke, now at least we get a little bit better view of her bust here. That they, and I mean Marvel Comics, decreased. I mean, look at that. Psylocke is probably, 35 by now? And she looks like, a 13-year-old. There's a problem there. She says, why are you even here, John Felipe? There's no way I called you for help. And this is where he admits what I said earlier. You did not, my dear. And after our checkered past, I doubt I would have come if you had. I am here because you called him my best friend in all the world, Gambit. At least until he pays me what he owes me. Until then, I would do anything to protect him. See, exactly. Phantom X is in it for the money. And that's what and Gambit says, Phantom X, why are you airing this out? This business is between us. Exactly. Our friends must know that I am with you for business reasons, not personal. My reputation, you understand. I would not want them to think I spend time with a common thief. And he says, you are also a thief. Phantom X. Or maybe I read that out of order. Whatever. In Phantom X, he says, yes, but an uncommon one. For instance, my illusions. What power could be more useful on the astral plane than an entire dimension of illusion? And he conjures up a purple rose. Psylocke says, you are a liar. I wouldn't trust you to water my plants, much less save the world. Listen, mademoiselle. Until Gambit squares his debt, I do not leave his side. And think on this, if you send me to the astral plane, you won't have to hear me talk. Fine, you can go. Merci, he says. And I like this, back and forth with them. So, next we see Bishop and Angel, who still has his silver-bladed wings. And for some reason, nobody is addressing this. I'm here. I'll stay here. Help you keep Psylocke and the others safe. Not that I don't appreciate it, Bishop, but I'm not sure this will end up in a shootout. You don't know that. The Shadow King possesses people. Going to the astral plane's like laying yourself out on a buffet table for him. That's his house. Some of these guys will end up taken. They'll wake up here as his vessels, ready to kill. It's just inevitable. I know Archangel's a heavy hitter, Warren, but two of us here will be better than one. And he's got a point there. But Warren says to him, you might be right, especially since I no longer allow the Archangel to fight. He's semi-retired. You won't? My God, Warren, why? Because that thing wants to eat the world. It always will. And every time it tastes blood, it gets closer to being able to do it. But how the hell do you think you're going to protect Psylocke? Protect anyone? How about this, Lucas? You save people your way, and I'll save them mine. I like that. I really do. And this page right here, it is just beautiful. It starts here at the top. This is Psylocke. She closes her eyes so she can focus and concentrate. I'm sending you to the astral plane now. Be ready. The Shadow King won't wait to attack, and he can hit you with anything. She has to get herself centered. She is concentrating on sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 individuals to the astral plane. Anything you hate, anything you love, anything you fear, these are his weapons. Find him, defeat him quickly. The longer you stay, the more he'll know about you, and the worse it will get. Your will is your armor. Your will is your blade. Anything you hate, anything you love, anything you fear, these are your weapons. And then she opens her eyes. I'm sending you now. Be ready. The moment you arrive in the Shadow King's realm, she's ready to do it. And then we see the Shadow King. He's an ugly guy. He will know. Oh my. Now you see how his speech bubble is black with white lettering? He's the guy who was narrating at the beginning of the story. Oh my. I'm suddenly thinking of George Takake. I can't pronounce his last name. The man who used to play Sulu on the original Star Trek series. He's known for saying that phrase. Oh my. And then the Shadow King says, the X-Men are coming. They're going to try to save the world. It's what we've been waiting for, what we've talked about. Who's this we the Shadow King's talking about? My plane will require a slight adjustment, but that's all right. It will be worth it. These poor heroes think they're ready. What's another apocalypse to them, more or less? But they've forgotten the simplest thing that any psychic could tell them. On the astral plane, the apocalypse isn't a war, or melting ice caps, or a stray comet. Nothing like that. In this realm, the apocalypse is secrets. And so he opens up this locked door, and inside we see Charles Xavier. He says, yes, Samel, I couldn't agree more. Charles Xavier back! And he is chained every which way imaginable. They could have done a little bit something more with this background, maybe a little bit more smoky or something. Because this is telling me that, the place where he was locked up probably had a fair amount of smoke in it, because that's looks like clouds there in the background. And that's it for this for this review. I thought that the story, it was a little slow getting started, but pretty much toward the middle everything picked up, and I did enjoy the artwork a lot. I did. It's the same for the artwork. In some places it could have been better than others. I do think there is a lot of promise for this series, and I do hope it lasts a long, long time, because it is the second X book that I really, really like. Now, X-Men Gold, that's the other one I really, really enjoy, and Astonishing X-Men. And plus, you basically have almost, all the old gang back. Both, good guys and bad guys, sort of. So, what did you think of this issue? Let me know down in the comments below. And I do thank you for listening to this review. I am Michael for Spirit Comics. Please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And when you do, smash the bell like She-Hulk so you'll be notified of all new uploads. And please click like and share the review so others can enjoy it too. And that's a way of helping this channel out as well. Thank you so much. Until next time, true readers.